Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Domains. Paige is going to be on in about 2 minutes. He broke his phone today. So that's always a fun thing. I'm not too sure on the details over there, but I imagine he's not the happiest player. So go ahead and drop a comment. Anyone that's in here, kind of just say where you're streaming from. Love to just make sure everything's up and running, and I love to just get curious and know where everyone's from because it also changes how I can respond to your comments. So that's super fun. I hope everyone's having an excellent day. I don't know if the target audience. Hi, Vernesio. I don't know if this is the target audience to talk about the Taylor Swift album, but we definitely can do that while we're waiting on people to join. You know, we typically don't like to get into too many serious domain things. Hi, Elvis. Before everyone gets a chance to get on, because I'm sure, it takes a second to find the link and hop on and get everything connected. I just happened to get on 30 minutes early because I'm a psychopath. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day. We've got a pretty great show planned tonight. We're pretty much going to do a giant review of a lot of the things we've already covered, just because we've gone through a lot. We've gone from the basics of domaining and Web 2. We jumped to Web 3. We had an excellent show last week. With John. We talked about gaming in Web3, so I highly recommend checking that out if you haven't. I think they posted the recording on YouTube, and then little clips have been posted on Freename's Instagram. So we had a great little chat about how Web3 could change the world of gaming, and maybe it'll get me back into gaming. You know, if you caught the show, you would know I used to be an avid Minecraft player until my account was so rudely deleted. So now I'm just too frustrated with it to get back. But I believe we've got Page Howe here, and we're getting ready to go. So it's good to see everybody. Good to have everything up. I hope everyone's having a great day, enjoying the weather. It's a perfect day. Of course, I'm sure you guys are not in the same part of the world that I'm in, but in my part of the world, as you can see out the window, it's nice, bright and sunny out. Dad, you got to turn on your camera if you haven't already. As gorgeous as PH is.
Turn on camera. All right, let me look for this. Hold on. Oh, you mean make that red dot, that red slashy line go away?
Yes, the red slashy line. There we are. Hi.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday Night Domains.
Another Monday Night Domains. What a great way. How's the weather down there, Dad? I see what you're dreaming of it to be with your back porch and your plants and everything.
Yep, we got some live domaining going on tonight, Julie.
No way, where?
I'm bidding on an auction.
Okay.
And I think it'll be a good one to talk about throughout the show. It kind of encompasses.
Are you going to tell us what you're bidding on, or is that top secret information?
It is top secret information right now. Not that I don't trust that anyone would go out and bid it, but this auction that I found for a name, it made me think of buying another 10 names in this same TLD. And I haven't finished my shopping there before I let the world know. And please do not buy something because I happen to be buying it. Now, I'll tell you the thought process that I went through. And if that helps you to go through the same thought process for something else, that would be great. So far, my two best friends in domains have told me to not do this and run for the hills. And they would basically, if they were my accountability partners, they would be driving over to my house and taking the bottle away. So
I think I know which two friends you're talking about. Interesting.
So anyway, but the thing I will say first is, for those of you that are listening, they want to get a little sample of what goes on in domains. So I'm trying to buy this name in what's called an expired domain auction. What this means is the registrar where you buy your name, and I've got 37 seconds left. If no one outbids me in 37 seconds, I will win the name. Now, I've been in the same situation for a half hour where at at 6:43, I was the winning bidder, and this other person has raised me $1 every so many minutes. And then because I have what's called a proxy bid, where I put in a bid of $100, even though they're outbidding me at $27, it'll extend the auction another 5 minutes. So they're thinking that maybe if they slowly bid up, they don't want to commit a lot of money. They're like, if I could just get it for a little more money. So they just bid $28, and that extends the auction for 5 whole minutes, which is forever.
That's spooky.
And so we'll talk about auction strategy. But the basic structure here is that the registrar, when you buy a domain name, you have to renew it. And this is in the Web 2 world. This is not in the Web 3 world. Right. Shout out to our sponsors, Freename. Thank you so much for giving us domains with no renewals, for being able to own TLDs with no renewals, to be able to have our own registrar, where we sell our own domain names and our own TLD, and we get half the revenue. So with Freename, you can make money. You can still speculate and buy domain names, buy TLDs, but you could also be on the other side making money when people buy your domain names. But back to Web 2, back to Web 0. So the registrar, you buy the name, and at the end of a year, they have to pay the registry for another year. So if you buy a .com domain name, say I bought PageHoweIsGreat.com or JulieHoweIsGreat.com.
These are great names. Are these available?
I know. And I got to the end of the year. Then the say I got them at GoDaddy. GoDaddy would have to pay VeriSign, who's the registry, for the renewal of that name, whether or not the customer paid for it or not. Now, if the customer doesn't renew the name, GoDaddy can send the name back to the registry, kind of like being a store where you order some items to sell in your store. They don't sell and you had them on consignment, so you can send them back and get a credit. That kind of be like a real world example. And that's the way the domain business works. So GoDaddy and Namecheap and the other registrars, they never have to sell you anything. And if you buy something, then they pay the wholesale cost for it. But if not, they get a refund for that 1 year renewal that you didn't pay. Now that's separate from the fact that GoDaddy is one of the largest owners of domain names in another company that they say is like unaffiliated, but it's part of the same thing. Anyway, so what the registrars decided to do is, if you don't renew your name, JulieHoweIsGreat.com, what they do is they go sell that name. They put it in auction, and other people can bid on it and buy it, and then they keep all the money they get from selling that name.
Good deal for them.
Good deal for them. Now, for an expired domain investor, you get to pick from the names that people registered. They may have been good ideas. Maybe they just decided they didn't want to renew them. So you first have to tell yourself when you're bidding on an expired domain auction that you're bidding on someone else's trash. Now, what you want to think,
treasure.
That's true, but you also have to remember somebody didn't even want to pay the $11 to renew that name.
Right.
Now, everyone wants to think, oh, it's a great name, but they changed their email address. It's a great name, but the company went under and everyone forgot to renew the domain name. That's what happened about 20 years ago when we had this thing called the .com bubble. Everything went up, then everything crashed. And then some of the companies, there was just no one left in charge of the company, and they let their great domains go. So that thought is still permeating all these expired domain auctions. Anyway, so right now,
the best name you got when that happened?
What's that?
I think can I ask the best name that you got when that happened, when the domain bubble burst, or the .com bubble?
Well, right when it was bursting, I bought seniors.com for an investment fund that I was managing, and we paid $90,000 for it. Actually, someone sold it on eBay, and we bought it there. But on the expired names, That'd be a good question. I'd have to go back through and say, what is the best?
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but I feel like
No.
that there had to have been some great names that came out of that.
Back in the day, like I bought a name taxshelters.com. I think I paid 160 and I sold it for 10,000. I bought rentalproperty.org. Maybe I paid 400, sold it for 8,000. But what happens now is that everyone else is looking at these auctions too. So I'm bidding on an auction at night, and I'm hoping that no one else is bidding tonight because most people bid during the day. I'm bidding on an auction at a registrar that not a lot of people like or know about. And I'm bidding in a TLD that nobody would like. And the only thing that's going for this name is what's left of the dot is a very powerful word. One of the words that's registered in the most extensions, it's in the top 100 of words that are registered in the most extensions.
And we're able to see that through Domain Cost Club, right?
No, actually through a company called .db.
.db. That's where we go to look and see how many TLDs words are registered in.
Yes.
Excellent.
And they'll give you for free a list of 500. And if you want to pay, I think it's worth it. I pay. And you can get a list of the top 30,000. And what they also do there is they tell you which words are changing the most.
Well, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like which words, like last week, they had a certain number of registrations. And then this week they have a higher number. And what's interesting is that there's a lot of complaining about Web 2 and Web 3 and stuff like that. And, the thing is, a lot of people, like right now, the name that's increased the most last week was the name Slot Boom or slotbomb.com. SLOTBOM.
Okay.
And that name was registered in 24 extensions a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's registered in 239 extensions.
Well, geez. Something cool must be happening.
It looks like it's a video game. Are those video games on Facebook pretty popular?
I know the farm game is.
For some reason, that's become popular. But when people like to complain about Web 3 and they say, all the people, register, that's happening in Web 2 also. People are just seeing a name of another person's company and they're registering it. Literally, someone registered it, or maybe the company registered it in 200 extensions. Yes, .b like database. So DOTDB is
I put
the
it
name
down
of
in
the
that
site.
bottom corner for anyone who's interested in that.
All right, so this person outbid me again, Julie. They bid 30.
You want me to just go give them a knuckle sandwich?
My proxy bid is 100. So I won't actually be outbid until they get to 100. But every time they go from 30 and then I bid 31, and then the system goes to 32 and then I'll bid 33, and that'll happen automatically. And since I was doing the show tonight, I didn't want to forget about it and say that I was going to watch it, and then we get talking about something,
right,
and all of a sudden the auction's over and I didn't win. So it's dangerous sometimes to play the thing where they bid $1 and then you bid $1 and then they bid $1 and then they wait till 4 minutes and 55 seconds, right?
What if your computer crashes? That is
but when your computer crashes, so if they outbid you, when they outbid you at 4 minutes and 55 seconds, it adds 5 minutes.
Right. I mean, what if I'm planning on outbidding you at 4 minutes and 55 seconds and my computer crashes and I can't outbid you? That's stressful. I would not play that.
That's the danger of waiting, though. You chose to wait. You chose to wait. So I would say that if you're choosing to play this game, then if I was doing that, I would have it open on my desktop computer using my Wi-Fi, and I would have the auction open on my phone using my cell signal. to make sure I had 2 chances. Little advanced domaining tip for you.
So what are the pros of bidding like that? Because it seems like the only pro is to like maybe hope that your other person walked away or something, but like the odds of that happening are kind of slim.
No, they're not, because it's what they're hoping is that I put in a proxy bid somewhere at $32 or $33. And
so they can't see what your proxy bid is.
They can't see my proxy bid.
Excellent.
So they're just hoping, they're worried about, everyone's worried in the domain business. Everyone thinks they're going to lose. So they're like, I don't want to pay too much. What if I didn't have to pay that much? Now, other people love to bid me up because they say, well, I didn't get the name at $10 and I wanted it at $10. So I'm going to make this guy pay. And by how much he bids, he can actually tell if I'm going to outbid him. And so a lot of people are like, I'm going to make that person pay. You know what I mean? So the other strategy is you put out a big bid and you just say, I'm going to make this person get so tired of it. But that person may say, I'm going to bid these little bids, and maybe the competitor, put in the big bid and went out to dinner, and I'm going to outbid him when he's out to dinner. So this is, there was a reality show called Storage Wars.
Oh, I'm very familiar.
And they used to show people bidding at the storage auctions. And some people would be like, I never bid until it's going once, going twice. And other people are like, I raised my hand, $500. You know what I mean? And so you have all these strategies. And so expired domains is the number one way that investors buy domain names. And this is a big part of it, is the bidding strategy.
That's fun. You got a fan over here, FYI. Devanin says he hopes you get the name.
Well, thank you very much. Right now, I kind of put my proxy in a little high. I put it in at 100. But again, I would pay 100. So there's 2 thoughts on proxy bids. One is you should put in the most amount you want to pay. And if it goes for higher than that, fine, you didn't want it. And if you get it for lower, great. Other people would be like, no, because then the person could bid up against you and they could be mad. See, if I wasn't here tonight, because this is me and one other person, I can see their bidder handle. Uh-huh. If I wasn't here tonight, they would have got this name for $8.
I hope he's not watching.
If they weren't here tonight, I would have got the name for $8. So domaining is such a weird business because all it takes is 2 people to want an expired name. And instead of the auction ending at $10 or $20, it could go up to $300 or $500. Or what if both people really want to use it to build a business, right, Julie?
Yeah.
And if you're buying to build a business, you're like, oh, I'd pay way more than that. You know what I mean?
If your business has like $1 million cap. Okay. So I got a question about auctions. Is there a chat box?
No.
Okay. That'd be interesting. I understand how it would be bad, but I also am like, well, what if I want to say, hey, I'll give you this name if you let me have this name for X amount of dollars, A little bartering system.
Yeah, and some people would call that collusion. But anyway.
Is that illegal, or is it just frowned upon?
It is technically illegal, but there's nothing technical about domain investing, so no one knows if it's illegal. But a lot of times people will do that. They may say, hey, I recognize this other bidder ID. Hey, Julie, we're both bidding on this name Monday. Like, say it was Monday Night Domains. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when I would call, hey, Julie, are you bidding on Monday Night Domains? Yeah, I'm getting it for the show. And I might be like, oh, I'm bidding on it too. Okay, let's stop bidding against each other and one of us will win. You know what I mean? Or say it's another person I know and we both like soccer names. You know what I mean? And it's like soccer goalies or soccershop.com. I'm like, hey, are you bidding on Soccer Shop? And we might decide to split it.
So does your bidder
if that's illegal? If that's illegal, I didn't say that.
Nothing we say on here can be used against us in a court of law.
That's right. So, but here's what's exciting, Julie.
Okay.
Not to cut you off. If we did Monday Night Domain auctions,
that'd be insane. That'd be fun. Because listen, they don't know that I can talk at the speed of light. I could be the domain auctioneer.
Well, here's what I like. I like when the computer does the auction.
Right.
And
right,
one of
right.
the things that got me addicted to domain names was when I first started in 03, DN Forum was a
know
real
them.
popular forum, and they had these Sunday night auctions, and it was a chat bot that ran the auctions. So think about a chat room.
Okay.
And when you bid, it extended the auction for 30 seconds and it started a countdown 29, 28, 27, 26. And when it got to 0, whoever the winning bidder was, they won the name. You couldn't argue with the computer. You couldn't say, wait, stop. Hey, I wanted to bid more. Oh, my computer was broke. It was like, but what was neat about it was you could also chat, oh, dude, I'm going to totally roast you. Everyone else get off this name. So when Clubhouse happened about 3 years ago, we did a lot of auctions on Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And my good friend Hal was the inventor of it. One night he goes, hey, as long as we're having this chat room, let's auction some domains. Yeah. And so we started doing it. But the worst thing that happened was the next night, someone said, wait, everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Only talk if you're bidding. And what was a bummer is over the next year, the auctions faded because it would be like everyone would put their junk names in there and you'd be like, okay, curb appeal .horse. Anyone want to bid? Anyone want to bid?
$0.
Bueller. Anyone want to bid? But compare that to when we had a chat room that my friend Vito hosted during a computer auction.
That'd be fun because then you can talk smack.
Right. So we were watching the auction happening. See how we should do this, Julie? And so we could. So what I would do is I would have the auction. The names would be on auction like at Dynadot, and we would show the page on the screen of the
like
name.
A watch party.
Exactly.
I'm so in because listen, I love to talk some smack.
Now, some people are going to be like, no, because I want to buy that name and I don't want anyone else to know about it. And what if all of a sudden someone's like, oh, do you guys know that word means NFTs in Egyptian? And it's like, oh, but I'm like, hey, that's the thing, is I mean, you gotta be ready. All right, they just bid $34. So I bid 35 and it added another 5 minutes.
Why do they want the name so bad? Don't they understand that you deserve it?
Yeah. So, but hey, who's listening tonight? We were going to do a review show, but I'm having way more fun doing this.
I do. Let's talk.
Who wants to do a little help Paige buy some domain names tonight?
Okay, I'm in.
So this name that I'm trying to buy is in a TLD that no one knows about and no one likes, okay?
Okay.
But and I don't like it particularly either, except for the fact that this is where we're going to get to the education part of tonight. So it's what's called a new TLD. And the reason that we have this word new TLD is the original TLDs. Let me see if you know, Julie. What were some of the original TLDs?
.com.
And?
.org, .gov, .net.
You got them. You're killing it. So when ICANN was started, they had this thing called a test bed where they gave out stuff like .biz and .info as a test. But then it wasn't until 12 years later in 2014 that we got these 800 new TLDs like .online, .shop, .cfd, and stuff like that. And so what I'm looking to buy in is what's called a new TLD. Let's see. How can I chat, Julie?
I'm not sure. You can see the chat messages, right, though? Because you're getting some support over here. I love it.
Okay. But I'm going to send them to you. If I send something to you, can you put it in the chat room?
Absolutely. All
right. So I'm going to send you just the words to the left of the TLD. I'm not going to tell you which one it's in. Okay.
Okay.
But I want us to talk about how powerful a word can be on the left where it doesn't matter what's on the right. Obviously, if you could get some of these words like mint or homes or luxury.com, you would buy them, okay? There's no doubt, okay? Just,
Yeah,
okay.
then I wouldn't be working if I could buy that, okay?
Right. So homes.com would be like $5 million. So this is the concept that you're going to buy them in another TLD. Now, a word like homes is probably taken in 300 other TLDs. And this is why you and I started our promotion with .cfd. Right. So we said just because you can get it in .cfd doesn't mean you want it unless there's some energy behind CFD.
Yeah.
And then the reason Web3 has been so successful is some people have say, I want to get homes like in my .v or in your .juliejules or in your .girlypop. And they say, well, it doesn't work. And you're like, that's okay. I just want to own it. You know what I mean? Because it's such a great word. So this is the thing. So you have the old TLDs, you have .com in a class by itself. Let's just all agree that .com is in a class by itself. There's 150 million TLDs in .com. If you can get your business name in .com, get it. If you can afford to get it, because it costs more than reg fee, you know, and you can afford even to buy it on monthly payments, I recommend you do it. If not, you got to look at the second and third places. And there's some that do better than the others. But here's what we did on our shows up till now. We talked about a lot of these new TLDs have what's called premium renewals. Julie, do you remember what those are?
I know what those are. Those are when they cost a lot of money to renew. Because normally they cost like $8. So, but some names that are better than the others, instead of costing $8 a year, they cost like $300 a year, which is kind of a lot. But they're worth it.
Now,
but still, $300 a year. Sorry.
If you know it's what you want, it's kind of okay. Like we have names at .la, which I do the marketing for, where if someone wanted to buy like swimmingpools.la and they wanted to pay $300 a year and they were a swimming pool company, they might be like, hey, great, we don't want to pay $3,000 one time. We'll pay $300 a year, see if it works. And if it works, we'll keep it. And if not, we'll let it go. So there is a purpose for the premium renewals, but it's really hard for an investor to make money. So what I try to find is TLDs that have good names that aren't premium renewals.
Right.
So I can buy them for $8 to $10, have an amazing word on the left. And when I sell them, I don't have to tell the buyer, oh, by the way, all right, we're down to 36 seconds, Julie.
Okay.
The bid is $38. I'm bidding $38. $38. This other person could outbid me at $39 and extend the auction for 5 minutes. 22 seconds left.
Okay, don't look at it.
22 seconds
Minimize.
left. Okay.
Minimize the screen for the next 35 and a half seconds because that's what I do for sports. I can't watch. You can't watch. It's okay. I hope you get it because I just want to know what it is at this point.
No, they bid 39.
Oh. 5 more minutes?
So they bid 40, and now my bid was raised to 41, and another 5 minutes was added. All right. So the reason I like this name is it's one of the most powerful words in all of domains. The extension to the right is so bad that I think it's good. Now, this is a dangerous part of domaining. For you experienced domainers out there, when you're delusional to yourself, but you agree with yourself, you can lose a lot of money. But I've done this before. I think I know what I'm doing. And what I'm betting on here is that my investment is going to be so low that the power of domain names is still, if I can have a limited investment of $100, that's all I can lose.
That's not going to destroy you. It's not going to destroy the company.
And because the renewal is only 8 years, I've decided I'm going to renew this name for 2 more years once I buy it.
Okay. Explain.
And the reason is right now, I think I have a good idea. Who knows what's going to happen over the next couple of years? I could be optimistic, pessimistic, pessimistic. You know what I mean? And when the name comes time to renew and I'm pessimistic, I may let it go.
Okay.
but I was actually right. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, I'm going to make a 3-year bet. And so I've decided that. And then because this TLD, this top level domain is so bad, I've decided if it's so bad that I can get this in it, what else can I get in it? And that's the list I sent you. So I want you to tell me what you think about some of these other ones. Again, I emailed it to you.
Okay, I see. Do you want me to put it on the chat or anything?
Yes, because all you have is the words, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually just going to do a quick little screen share if that's okay.
Okay.
If that also works for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm deciding is not only am I going to be delusional to myself,
Okay, can everyone see
but
it?
now I'm going to buy some more stuff, and then I'll answer SEO's questions. So were you able to get it?
Can you see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes. Ha ha ha. And then I do this.
All right. And once you blow it up, give it a little plus on the font. Control plus. Oh, that's what it is on a Windows machine.
I know. I've got it.
I don't know what it is on a Mac machine.
Okay.
All right. So these are the type of words I can get for $9 a year in this extension, and just assume it's the most horrible extension you've ever heard of.
Is it a bad word or offensive?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say if it's a bad word, I feel like we can't really make that work. But anything besides that, how bad can it be?
It's a very, very, very niche. Niche, is it niche or niche, Julie?
I think it depends on the region.
Really?
Because I learned it niche, but then I've heard a lot of people say niche, but honestly, it's a pet peeve to hear niche.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Now I got to find my list. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to register these right now, even though I haven't won the one I wanted. Sometimes when I start getting outbid, I go see if I can buy something for less. If I can buy a name that's just as good for less than what I'm bidding, you follow what I'm saying?
Handbridge?
Yeah.
I would definitely get fintech, exchange, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got an S.
I know, but if you think about it, it's still Bitcoins and it's registered in 400 extensions. Yeah.
Freelancer, Mint. It's pretty good.
What about flex? That's kind of a trendy word, isn't it?
I think you have to get it just so you can tell our friend.
So, and then Halo just sold for $80,000 in .xyz.
Well, geez. I wonder if it was Halo, the game that bought it. You know?
So now I put all these into GoDaddy, and GoDaddy, even though they're available, GoDaddy told me that 2 of them weren't available. So you can, I hate to say it, you can't always trust the registrar to give you the right thing, even though that's their only job. Okay.
I can tell you feel passionate about this.
You tell I'm a little ticked off about that.
You know what I mean? I want you to hear this in the voice you once told it to me in. I can tell you feel strongly about this.
Yes. So now, oh no, I'm in the wrong GoDaddy account.
Wait, Dad, go back to your name and make sure everything's okay.
Hold on. What?
Go back to your.
Oh yes. That is a very good reminder. What if this person, after doing me a dollar at a time, all of a sudden they put in $200 and then they thought I wouldn't be watching, and then 4 minutes and 55 seconds later they get the name.
Yep, go check it out.
Okay, I did. Now it's at $43. They bid $42 a minute ago, so now it's 4 minutes left. Now,
if it shows past showtime, where are you going to post what the name is for our viewers who I want to know what it is at this point. So
I'll put it in the comments of the YouTube.
Okay. Excellent.
Are we on YouTube? Actually, if anyone could tell us where you're watching us or listening to us tonight, if you wouldn't mind, just so we know which ones are working. Some people have said the other ones aren't working, and we love our audience. We love SEO. We love our other people. We love Divanon. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Abbas, you're here all the time. Business Everywhere Domains. I love it.
I know. We got some good chit chat in the comment section tonight. I love that. I love that we're all like so invested on this domain and we don't know what it is.
Yeah. And maybe because of that, I'll end up, not buying any. But now GoDaddy is erroring out and saying they can't even.
Yep, all over the place. Okay, we got 2 from YouTube because I can also see what people are watching when they comment. So we've got 2 people from YouTube, and then 2 people on X, 3 on YouTube. It looks like. So we look to be pretty okay. I want to know if our Instagram's working. Okay, that's gonna make me concerned.
And just to give everyone an idea, this list of names. So what I did was because I'm a subscriber, I took.
Thanks, guys, for letting us know. That's a huge help, FYI.
Well, this is really interesting. I was in another GoDaddy account of mine, and I bought these names and I put them in the cart. And now I went to my regular GoDaddy account, and it's telling me that these names aren't available.
Because they're in your cart.
I know, but I haven't registered them yet.
But I wonder if when you put them in your cart, it gives you, like, when you buy concert tickets, when they're in your cart, you have like a 10-minute hold. I wonder if it's something like that.
That's not the way domain names are supposed to work. I understand what you're saying, but that's not the way. Because a domain name, if it says it's unregistered by everyone else, then all right.
Interesting.
I went back to the cart that had them, and I'm going to get them, and I'm going to do what's called a push, meaning, all right, $43, 27 seconds left, Julie.
Yeah?
20 seconds left. 20 seconds left.
I hope it works. I just want to know
12
the
seconds.
10.
They bid.
What?
Yep, they bid.
Who is it?
Well, now it could be a script or a robot. Sometimes.
Is there anything to stop the registries from like jacking up their own bid?
Yes, because 2 of them have got caught over the years, and no one went to jail, but they had to settle for big money. But anyway, but a lot of people write scripts, and some of the biggest companies in the business, they write scripts, which are like automated bots. And they don't want to give the registrar their best bid. So what they do is they give their computer, their little bot, their best bid. Mm-hmm. And they tell the bot to watch the auction. And then with 5 seconds left, keep bidding it up. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So I could be going against a bot, but I don't know.
That's tough. That's a lot. That's a lot to go through for a name you're saying is in the worst TLD to exist.
All right. If I buy the rest of these names, but I'm worried that people are going to hear that I'm buying in a TLD, and they're going to go buy a bunch of stuff in that TLD.
You should get referral points for that.
Well, but that's what we do with our CFD is we tell people, that we're not just trying to take a bad TLD, because CFD was one of the least registered TLDs in existence.
Right.
And then we found out that they had a really good marketing plan for clothing, fashion, and design. They had the visuals and they had the presentations. It's just that they started marketing it during COVID. So all of a sudden people couldn't go to fashion shows. They couldn't go to events and stuff like that. So they had to delay it. And so, but I think the other thing about not having to buy at auction is, like Freename, for instance, when you go to Freename and you search, Devanon, I haven't not got it yet. I'm just watching.
I haven't given up yet.
Yeah. I'm just watching this person because I put my bid at 100 and they're at 45. But every time they don't have to outbid me to extend the auction. They just have to raise their bid. And the feeling there is, I used to complain to auction companies. The feeling there is, well, there could be someone watching the name, and you can't let someone just either bid or not bid, and then it's a weak argument. But anyway, I think it should be that they have to actually outbid me to have it go for 5 more minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not
I agree.
$30. So, but anyway, all right. So do you want me to tell you what the name is or no? What do you think?
Yes.
All right.
I think you can at least tell us the word. You tell us either the word or the TLD.
If anyone out there starts bidding and it's not this other bidder, I see the bidder IDs here, okay? So I'm going to be able to see if you come in. But please, this is not a good investment. This is a very speculative investment. But what I'm thinking, Julie, is if I do buy this TLD, that maybe I could make a case for it, and then my other ones will be worth something, my other 20. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know.
Tell us one thing about it. Like,
okay, it is a name that's related to the top-level domain that most people think is the worst top-level domain in the world. And this is in the same niche, the same sport as this other one. And when people used to talk about this other extension, which I will tell you here in a second, I'm just going to lead up to it. When they used to talk about this other extension, they would say something like, now that ICANN's given out all these junk TLDs, and they would always use this one as an example of the worst.
No.
What's that?
I said, that's not a good sign.
But again, this is why Freename has empowered everyone to buy any domain they want, not just the 1,200 that ICANN gave out when people paid 2 to 3 to 400,000 to 10 million to get the monopoly on them.
Yeah.
To only offer them through the registrars. Freename came along and said, let's improve the internet. And they're looking to improve the internet in 3 or 4 different ways. One of them being you can buy your own TLD or your own domain name in the Freename platform, which fully disclosed doesn't work on your computer when you open it up out of the box. But once you download the Freename app, the Freename extension, you can now see this whole world. And that's why I keep comparing it to Netflix. You can't turn on your cable box or your television set and have Netflix show up.
It's a server. It's like a server.
But you go to Netflix at netflix.com. So you go to Web 2 to download the app to then be able to see all this new content. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that that's the same thing Freename does is you now the neat thing is if I'm doing .v and you're doing .girlypop, when you tell your people to come download the extension to see something on .girlypop, and I tell my people to do it on .v, those people can see everyone's TLDs. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just downloading an app to see .girlypop, although they probably would.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
No, but I just mean if someone started up a new TLD and they said, you have to download our app to just get the one, but now you get the other ones. Okay, now we're up to $47.
Okay, give us a hint. Your
right, so the one that everyone said was the worst TLD was .horse.
Okay, was .horse.
So there's a .horse out there.
Okay.
There's a .horse out there.
You think my computer plugged in. That'd be horrible if my computer died right before you told us. Oh no, panic.
And I can go to a site called New TLD Stats, and I can look at new TLDs, and I can search them by which one has the most XYZ of these new TLDs, not ComNet and org, but of these new ones, has the most at 3.8 million. Look at CFD there with 1,099,000, ranked number 7. Okay.
Number 7? Okay, hang on. My charger isn't working. Sorry, friends. Okay. Ta-da! That was close.
So .horse has 3,573 names registered in it. Can you believe that, Julie?
That is not great.
But a lot of companies feel like they have to buy their name, like Coca-Cola, in every extension.
Oh,
what's that?
God, yes, .horse. He knew. That is
not okay, there we go.
That I don't know why I'm. Yeah, of course he knew.
That's the one. So
God knows everything, friends. FYI.
So if I go to new TLD stats, you see here .horse, right? Now, what's awesome about that is my .v on Freename has 3,200 registrations. So if .v was a TLD on ICANN, I would be ranked in the top 400. .horse is the 397th best one. Todd, if you joined us late, I'm bidding on an auction. Someone's outbidding me by $1 every 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So I can't tell everyone what the name is, but it's a terrible TLD, but the word to the left of the dot is a really good word. So anyway.
He's like on the edge of telling us.
So it's related to .horse. That's what I'll tell you.
Is it .sheep?
No.
I mean, you said it wasn't a curse word, right?
Right.
Okay. So it's not donkey.
Boy, look at this. .cruises has 2,000. .bargain. So what's funny to me when you think about Web3 and everything is that some of these TLDs that have the official status, right, that paid the 300,000 to ICANN, they pay ICANN 25,000 a year. They have to pay the registrars to market them. You know what I mean? And they're only doing 1,000 TLDs. And so when you tell me that, you know, I shouldn't be able to launch my own TLD, if I have my own community, I can get to 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10,000. Why should I have to wait 10 years, you know, or 2 years? I exaggerated. Sorry.
I really want to know the marketing pitch that .horse gave.
Well, they don't, because what they are is they're owned by a company called Identity Digital. Mm-hmm. And Identity Digital, this is all they care about, is they own 441 TLDs.
Goodness.
So they manage them all at a one big company, you know what I mean? So they can have economies of scale. So they don't really care really which one is doing great as long as something's doing great. See what I mean?
But still, didn't you have to pitch a marketing plan to ICANN to get the TLD?
No, they just picked a bunch of words and applied for all of them. And the ones they didn't apply for, they bought from other people.
Interesting plan.
So a lot of them, like .live and .today and .world, other people did bid, and they had to outbid them at auction. They may have paid $1 million to get .digital. Mm-hmm. But then if you go down here to the bottom and you see, you know, let's see, .air force or .viejas or .republican or .forex. So .forex, that one you'd think would be doing foreign exchange is a huge deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? But they're not really going to give it the juice like we're doing with CFD.
Right.
And my feeling is they're still the monopoly operator, and they're saying no one else can have TLDs, even though we're not really promoting these TLDs.
Which I think is going to be the best thing to come out of Web3 is people that want to promote them are going to get them, and therefore you are going to have to try. And it's going to just end up with a ton of innovation, which is going to be super exciting because there's not this. Like, people just can't be content with, I mean, they can have 400, but 1 million people can have 400.
And say you're .discount and you've sold 3,300. There may be reality. There may be 200 to 250 actual websites using .discount. You know what I mean? And so if that was going to be your community, you know, if that was going to be your community, then why should you have to pay ICANN $300,000 to have for a community of 300 people, you know? And so let's see, I'm going to show you what happened. So this is .discount. Can you guys see the graph?
Yeah.
So here's .discount since it started. You know, it started here, it went up to 5,000, and it slowly shrunk in 2018 to 4,000, 2,000. This is a lot of domain investors sitting there and going, that's it. I'm not renewing this thing ever again. You know what I mean? And so it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. And what they'll probably do soon is they'll make .discount on sale. You know what I mean? They'll have it on sale for $1, just hoping that you'll get one and then you'll keep it going, you know? Yeah. And that's why am I excited? I mean, hear me out, everybody. I still own over 20,000 ICANN domain names. And I own 15 Freename TLDs. And I own about 100 Freename domains. And I own about 300 Unstoppable domains. And I own about 300 .eth domains. So, I mean, I'm playing around in Web3 because I think I have a chance to make money now, learn about it, feel what it's like. But don't take this to mean I'm leaving Web 2. Yeah. But the reason I'm leaving Web 2 in terms of a lot of new money is because of this, because they're not doing anything with these monopolies they already have. And now they're going to come out with new ones. So, anyway.
So Dad, we've only got about 8 minutes left in the show. So you got 2 questions from More Than SEO that are some great questions, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, I'll do it. You got it.
Excellent. Let me bring him back up on the screen. Question number 1. Can you see it? For those domains which don't have premium renewals in the expired domains marketplace, if the SEO metrics like Majestic Trust Flow has good backlinks, then is Google still trusting the link authority? Ooh,
that's a great question. If it was a month ago, I would say yes. Now I'm not sure because, oh no.
Ooh,
I didn't realize I was still sharing. Sorry about that. Oh. So up until a month ago, I would have said yes, but there was a news article while I was in Puerto Rico that said that Google is now going to, reset the rankings on those names somehow. And so I think what you have to do is you have to test out whether that link juice is being transferred, you know. Crypto reporter in the house.
No way, where?
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Man, I am so ready. I am so ready to put some on NameFi. If they would just help me. I've emailed support 3 times now, and I hope they get back to me. I am so ready. But all right, so the name that I'm bidding on, you want to know the name I'm bidding on or the TLD that I had all those other words in?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess ask the people. What do you guys want?
So the name I'm bidding on, and it's $51, and they just outbid me by another $1. My proxy's 107. Oh, Todd, man, you are going to laugh me out of the room. All right, let's do another question, Julie, before I have to admit. Let's do another question.
Okay. More Than SEO. Several months back, Floki started... Whoa, wait. Hang on. Sorry, I accidentally hit the question. Started a separate forum for Freename and Web3 TLDs. Did Freename TLDs in any way help his crypto token skyrocket? If so, how did any .floki or other Web3 domain efforts help?
I actually didn't know about it, and I'm going to go to it because it's that community interaction, that sharing of ideas, that is what makes a network popular. You know what I mean? Think about the projects that you stumble upon, and you hear about an existing community where someone's like, "Oh, so and so did this, so and so did this. Oh yeah, it was great when you did this." So if there's a forum where Freename TLD owners can talk about stuff, I want to get good ideas for .v. I want to share what I'm doing. I don't know about his token. Please do not take any token advice from me. This is not an offering of anybody's token. So I think tokens now almost make you look down on something, but I won't. I said something good that it could be awesome or it could be unawesome. But I will go check out the forum. And if you have a URL for that forum, let us know.
Please, it'd be great. We could
look at a boss. He's got ID.v, or does he have hyphen? hyphen ID hyphen hyphen. That kind of cool. It looks visual though. I really like visual. Before I did emojis, I really like visuals.
Oh, can I do like colon parentheses? Okay, tell us your name.
$51, 1 minute and 47 seconds left. In 1 minute and 47 seconds left. I'm hoping this person tapped out at $50 and that my 51 is going to win. But either way, whether they outbid me or not, in 1 minute and 47 seconds, I will tell you the name I'm bidding on, knowing that if you try to outbid me on this name, I will see your bidder handle and I will come visit you with the leg.
He'll haunt you.
All right. So the TLD that I bought those other domains in is
Hey, Kevin.
.rodeo.
That's not bad. Well.
It is bad. But is it so bad that it's good? So the name I'm bidding on is NFT.rodeo. So NFT is one of the top 20 words registered in the most extensions, okay?
Okay.
And when people start projects with domain names, especially in the crypto community, they try to find the cheapest domain they can find. That's why, like ENS Vision, originally they were ENS.vision because Vision was not a popular TLD. Right. They actually, another company used ENS.rest for restaurant because they could get ENS, you know what I mean, to the left of the dot, and then they could say, who cares which to the right of the dot? I'm doing a project on Litecoin. And so this one company, the main forum now for Litecoin is litecoin.fun. So again, some people, even though .com's the best, they don't want to pay for it. They don't want to get a long name, and they don't want to pay the premium renewals. So they try to find where they can buy something for a regular price. That's why XYZ has been so popular, 3.7 million names. So in this case, Julie and Todd and everybody, I'm bidding on NFT.rodeo. And this is not financial. Big Todd.
So Todd said, "Don't kid with me, Paige. It isn't my first NFT rodeo." For anyone who can't see, how did I not come up with that? I thought I was supposed to be the humor of the show. What?
So the downside of this name is normally I would like the name to have international appeal. Like fun would be better than rodeo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's kind of long. But
I don't think I can get NFT.fun. It would be probably $1,000 a year premium. So anyway, so man, this person has outbid me for an hour. They outbid me $52. A lot of patience
for. Okay, I'm gonna pro and con it. So like pros, all right, versatile, right? Like anything could be a rodeo. Cowgirl and cowboy western is in right now. I don't know if you knew that, but it's a thing. It's always a great joke.
And please, this is not financial advice. I am not recommending .rodeo domain names. I'm telling you the process I went through, and I wanted to give an example of how bad the new TLD market is. And so that's why I wanted to bring this up tonight. Keep going, Julie.
I know. I was saying my last pro was going to be Todd. They go together where you could have an NFT rodeo, which is cool, especially with NamesCon being in Texas.
Well, and it's kind of like a 3-ring circus, and that one of the things about a rodeo that's interesting is, it's like they have one event, then they have one event, then they have one event, and they have one event. It's like I'm not going to get NFT.decathlon, although there's probably a .decathlon. But anyway, so what I did was when I was searching for these expired domain names, I had searched the whole list from this one registrar as to which names had the most extensions registered, because that meant that the left of the dot was so good that it really didn't matter what was to the right of the dot. You know what I mean? And I think the same thing plays in Web3. You could have a name where you invent something to the right of the dot that's awesome and get something to the left of the dot that's awesome. And even though you have to tell people about it and they have to download a plugin, it's so awesome that they do it. So the thing that I liked about this one is it had regular renewals. So we'll see if I get NFT.rodeo. I've hated that it's $53. Nobody should have bid against me on this name. I should have won this name for $12.
I am intrigued. And I think it's going to be really funny. And I think it is going to be so bad that it's good, because it's going to be hilarious when you post on Twitter that you just bid for an hour on nft.rodeo. And it's a very fun name. And I am all here for fun things. Boom. So, but before you say that you posted it, before you post it that you got it or anything, you need to go to the chat GTP image generator, and I need a bunch of the wacky apes in cowboy form at a rodeo, AI generated. That's what I need from you. Okay. I can do that for you, actually.
Thank you. Can you do that for me?
I guess so.
All right. Well, no one has left either everyone left the show or no one has left the show.
No one's left for 85 people. We all want to know if you get this name.
But I also want everyone to hear is I just spent $53. Hopefully I'm going to spend $53 because I bought NFT rodeo, and I am not making a logical decision. I'm buying a digital collectible. I used to have a baseball card store, right? Here's my Queen Amidala. We sold Star Wars stuff. Here's my Queen Amidala thing. Here's my Death Star keychain. You know what I mean? People bought things in physical form because they just wanted to buy them, to have them. And COVID really awoke this whole digital collectible. And I'm getting the value for tonight for $53 of buying this domain name. And I think what the industry has forgot a little bit is that experience is what people are buying, and they all want to act like people are buying websites to a business. Now that market exists; those are good domain names. Our CFD names. People are starting a fashion startup. You can't get integrity. You can't get purple.com. It's $4 million. You can get purple.cfd. You can't get glory or hope or integrity or sustainability or eco. You can't get those in common. You can get them to give you that punch left of the dot. With Freename, you can get these great TLDs, and just because ICANN hasn't given them out, that doesn't mean you can't have them. You have to put up with a lot more restrictions on a Freename than you would on a new TLD like CFD and Web 2. But anyway, I've always said there's no good domain names and there's no bad domain names. There's domain names at good prices and domain names at bad prices. If NFT.rodeo was $60 a year of a renewal, I wouldn't buy it. Because I would hate next year to have to decide whether or not to not only have lost my $60, but whether I was going to lose another $60. You know what I mean? And if I ever sold it, I have to tell the buyer it had 60. Yeah. But I like finding great new TLDs. Thank you, Moore, for sending the link. So now we got this water torture, Julie, $55. So again, other person saw this name. If I wouldn't have been there, he would have got it for $8. If he wouldn't have been there, I would have got it for $8.
Well, I have created your image. So would you like to see it? Let me share my screen because it's really funny. Hang on.
Hey, thanks, Todd, for your comment. I bought web3investing.com the other day in a Twitter room. All right.
Ready, friends?
Yep.
You see it?
Nope.
No, probably not. Hang on. I got to do this, and then I got to do this, and then...
You can call me this, or you can call me that.
Sorry.
NFT rodeo right there.
Hey!
Now, what I didn't do, and you should always do this if you're buying other TLDs, is I didn't go to nftrodeo.com. Okay, it's for sale. Top Shelf Domains owns it. I know Top Shelf Domains, but anyway. But I think there's something to be said. Sometimes having the 2words.com are better, and sometimes having the one word, the dot, and then the TLD is better. You know what I mean? And so, man, Julie, I thought for sure that I would have this one. Now I'm going to have to sit here. I could be up for 2 more hours.
No, and I would love to stay on the show with you until we know, but I actually do have an ice cream date tonight, so I can't. The one time that I have to come back to the show, I know. So,
Ice cream date.
Ice cream dot, is there a dot date? Now, is dot date, is it like date like romantic date, or is it date like the fruit?
Well, see, that's the thing is right now, Julie, wouldn't you say that if I said go to icecream.date, you wouldn't know whether .date is an official TLD or not?
I do not know. I do not know.
Right. So it's, the market isn't as smart as everyone thinks it is to know if some of these TLDs are real or not. And I don't say this for people to sell non-ICANN TLDs like they're TLDs. They should always disclaim, you know what I mean? They should always disclaim that a Web3 TLD like with Freename. But just like Netflix, once you download the app, you can see everything. And then the other thing that's happening, I said Freename has 4 technologies. They're also doing things to bridge Web 2 and Web 3, where they've got a deal with .ws where they've signed to make all the .ws names so you can do Web 3 with them, but you keep all the great Web 2 aspects, website, email, transferability, hold it under privacy. You could host it at your regular hosting company that you're used to. So I think you're going to see with the plugins, the extensions, bringing Web 2 and Web 3 together, it's okay to improve the internet without having to ask ICANN. And so anyway, all right, Todd, I'll become exact same 15-second mark. Yeah, Todd says it's a bot.
Yeah,
but I don't know how. So Julie, before we go, we got to go for your ice cream date. How high should I bid for NFT.rodeo? I think I'm going to stop at $115.
I was going to say 75.
Gotcha.
So I think maybe 100 would be a good cap.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like if he gets it for 101, then I feel like I lost.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like for the logic of what we went through to get it, it would have to be like if I was experiencing the same situation at the clothing store, I would have to say, okay, I have to love these enough to spend $100 on it. And how many things that I would normally buy would cost that? Like I would not spend $100 on a pair of jeans. Right. But this could make me more money in the future. So there is that to think about. But that's just that's my thought process.
Well, and the other thing, and then
oh, you froze. Oh no. Am I frozen or is he frozen? Well, I think Dad froze. I really hope that doesn't mess with his auction. Just send him a message. That's strange. He's frozen. Okay. So yeah. Oh, he got disconnected. Well, I really hope that doesn't mess with his auction. However, I think we're going to have to end it because we are a little bit over. So I hope you guys have a great day. Come back every Monday. We'll be back here for Monday Night Domains. Maybe we'll have to have Dad auction a name every week because that's really funny. So I hope you guys have a great day and have a great week.